Monaghans Galway, located on the Tuam Road, is the leading dealership in Galway for new SKODA, CUPRA and Seat models. Now is the perfect time to order your new car or visit Monaghans.ie.
Welcome back to the Maroon and White Pod. I'm Aoife Linsky and I'm on my own tonight. My co-host Martina Harkin is out, unavailable tonight, so I'm going to do the reins myself. So Siobhan Mcgrath, you're very welcome. How are you?
Thanks a million, Aoife. Nice to be back on it.
Yeah, it's great to have you back. The last time Orla was telling me you were up on scaffolding when you were younger and stuff like. We got some doing over that actually, so we did.
I know, I got some doing myself over that. Jeez, I didn't think it would be people would talk about it as much, but hung on to that anyway.
So come here, how are you? How are you fixed for yet another final, 6th consecutive final in a row?
Yeah, good. Yeah, in fairness, preparations have been going well. I suppose it's nice the way there's only kind of 2 weeks leading between the semi and the final. If you don't have too severe of injuries, it's kind of grand. Like, it's time enough.
Yeah.
You don't have a huge break, which is nice. It's kind of flowing in fairness. First round was at the end of August, and championship flew this year. In fairness, because you're kind of playing, you're playing week. Every second week or every week. Depending on the way it's done. But yeah, it's flowing in fairness.
Because you had a bit of a break, didn't you see? Because you were straight into the semi-final.
Yeah, and it's hard sometimes to kind of, I suppose, manage that. Like, you're playing your last group game and then you have a bit of a gap. It can kind of stand you, or else it can go one or two ways, I suppose. Then you might feel like you're a bit out of match practice and you might be a bit rusty maybe. So it's hard to kind of manage, and then you're getting kind of heavy training done as well at the same time. But yeah, no, it's nice when you're playing kind of week on, week off,
Yeah, because sometimes you don't, as you said, especially when you have a couple of weeks like there, you don't know where you're rightly at, and challenges are grand, but they're never like rightly up to the pace of a championship game.
That's it, like this huge difference. Like, I think our last group game was against Carnmore, and then we were just kind of training away, and then you're going in against Athenry, like nearly, I suppose, a small bit kind of, I don't know, it's hard to judge, as you said, how you're going in training compared to when you're in the kind of the battle of championship, in a knockout game.
And that was a fair battle against Athenry.
Oh yeah. You
got a bit of a fright?
Yeah, you're not even a fright, because I think we were expecting that. It's kind of exactly what we expected from them. Like, geez, that it could have gone either way, to be honest, in normal time. I think they missed a goal, like, kind of in nearly the last puck of the game, like, so I suppose it's small margins like that that can decide it,
I'd say they'll be kicking themselves, because that was kind of, I suppose they were one of the favourites really this year to move on, and we brought them very close ourselves as well. That it could have gone either way. So that's the good thing about the latter end of the championship. It's very, very tight, So
yeah, it's brilliant. Like, no one wants a championship where one team is just hammering every other team. Like, it's brilliant that way, I suppose. It's actually,
says herself.
No, geez, no.
You've done enough of it.
No, Jesus, no, definitely not. But no, it's good, like, because it kind of keeps good interest in a championship, like, and then you've got neutrals going to the matches because they know they're going to be competitive and stuff. Like, as you said, like, you brought Athenry to extra time, Athenry brought us to extra time, so it's kind of, and the other semi-final or more, and Thomas's was a good match, was a good tight match as well, like, so there's nothing really between the top 4 or 5 teams really.
No, so we're hoping it will be a good final. Not a lot of people don't give Thomas's, within a NASA's Rorvie, but like, we've played Thomas's ourselves now. They're a really good, strong outfit, and very, very. The thing about Thomas's, they're very settled. Kind of, their team is very settled. It hasn't changed in any way over the last couple of months. Do you know what I mean? And they're fairly solid throughout.
Yeah, 100%. And Thomas's, like, you just have to go back over the record. Like, they're a huge traditional club, like, and that counts for a lot. Like, they've got great heart and stuff within their team, like, we played them at the start of I think it was actually our first round back in August, and like, I think they were missing 3 or 4 of the team, like, say now that would probably be starting the next day, like, and like, we got a late goal that day to kind of, which put a bit of a gloss on the score, but like, that match, it was so tough. I think there was only a point or two in it at half time, like, it was really, really, really tough match. So we know ourselves, like, if we don't perform on the day, that Thomas's will win, like, it's as simple as that.
Yeah, well, and there's no pressure on Thomas's whatsoever, and like, there'll be a few nice matchups there now between, like, Heather Cooney and maybe Sarah Spellman might shove in around the centre forward. Obviously, Maria Cooney, Aine Keane, kind of, you know, and Niamh, your sister, in the middle of the park there, will Orla Mullins may take her on. You know, there's loads of matchups. Who's going to take you? You know, like there's going to be an awful lot of matchups but I think Thomas's are fairly solid. It's going to be like Camogie people will know that it could be like a very, very tight game. Non-Camogie people might say, oh, look at Sarsfields are going to win it handy, but we can't say that this year because it has been so tight with games, but you don't know what way it'll go. Do you know?
No, that's the thing. Like in Thomas's, like we know ourselves, we're in for an absolute huge battle against them. Like there's no point in any different. Like their spine of their team even is nearly all county players. Like when you look at it, Sarah Healy in goals, the likes of Heather Cooney could still be playing with Galway if she wanted to. You know, she's still unreal. Aoife Brennan is another really solid player there for them. The likes, obviously, then Aine Keane, you know, is their star player. And the likes of, you know, Amy Caulfield was really, really good when she came on. Like, you know, you've got Abby Massey, who's been on county panels. The Mullinses have been on county panels. Like, you know, I could go through their whole team, and they've all been on underage county panels at some stage. Like, so we know ourselves, like, you know, they've got huge experience within that, and a bit of momentum as well. Like, you know, they won Senior B last year. And that kind of momentum sometimes can keep bringing you forward, you know.
That's for sure.
Yeah, so we know we've it all to do on Sunday.
Yeah, well, and they've nothing to lose, and like I suppose the pressure is all on ye, but my God, sure you deal with the pressure so well. You know what I mean? Like you had a small mishap last year against Dixborough, but I'm sure you're probably reeling. How do you keep the hunger kind of going? I know it's easy, probably sometimes when you're winning to stay going. But sometimes when you've won, it's like a lot of people when they've won, they're like, there, I'll tip off into the sunset, which you kind of did for a while at the start of the year, didn't you? You took a hiatus from the county. I know there's a load of people that want to know, why did you leave the county?
In fairness, now there's no big sort of scandal or anything. I think that's what you're hoping I'm going to say.
That's what I'll tell them. That's what I'll tell them. Leave me alone now. I've asked her the question. So there was no big bush stuff, was there?
No, there was none at all. No, in fairness, I just
That'll keep them away from me now. That'll keep them off my back.
I just wasn't really enjoying it as much as you probably need to be in that sort of environment. Like, you know, you're kind of training every second night, whatever. And I suppose you talk about hunger there, and the hunger, to be honest, wasn't there for me this year with Galway. For whatever reason, it just wasn't. Like, I just wasn't enjoying it. And I said there's no point kind of sticking at something when you're not enjoying it. You know, there's no point being in there. Because when you're with part of a county panel, especially like Galway, like, you know, who are extremely professional and things like that, like there's no point kind of being half in and half out. You know, you're not good to anyone really in that scenario. But no, I went away, I suppose. I went for a month over to Thailand and stuff, and it was brilliant. Like, you know, I've never really got that opportunity before to go doing a bit of traveling, so I'm glad.
That's lovely too. Yeah. There wasn't much hurling over there, I'd say, was there?
No, it wasn't at all. No.
Did you go to a nice quiet retreat for yourself?
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what I went.
No, but you know what? Sometimes you do have to look after, because like yourself as well, because sometimes when you're not enjoying something, it'd nearly turn you off it. Like you've it all won so young. You've it all kind of done so young that sometimes you wonder, like, what next? Like, but when you weren't enjoying it, and you probably did the right thing, like you're hurling out of your skin for your club. Do you know what I mean? You probably weren't enjoying it as much at the county, and sometimes that can be reflected in different games if you're not enjoying it. I'm not saying you, I'm saying in general. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Fair play to you for taking the leap, like, and going.
Yeah, you know, like they're just kind of humming and hawing about it for a while, and then I was kind of like, you know what, I'll just do it. And I think as well, kind of what's a lot of the reason as well is, like, you know, the last few years we've been going so long with the club, and you're going into the end of December, a lot of the years, and then I don't know, you've no real break then in between kind of club and county because of that then. So kind of the seasons kind of merge into one nearly in a way. So
and you're a full year. You're a full year at it, and like you want to break, you want to kind of break loose. Like it's not like you can go out and socialize in the middle of championship, and the next thing you're straight into club, and like you know. So fair play to you for taking that jump. But I suppose back to the game in hand again. I think Aine Keane is actually just joined us online there. So if she wants to join in whenever she's ready. But a full bill of health, Siobhan, on the panel. I know there's Maria picked up a nasty enough shoulder injury there. How is she?
Yeah, we're still waiting to see now how she is. Hopefully she'll be okay for the weekend. And then we've I suppose Shannon is back to full health as well. You know, she came on the last day against Athenry, Shannon Corcoran. She's having a bit of trouble with her shoulder, so she's back as well, which is great. And Cora Kinney was having trouble with her leg, with her hamstring as well, but she seems to be okay as well. So I think overall we're all right. Like, you know, we've got a good panel, in fairness. You know, so it's like whoever we have, you know, whoever we don't, we just next person up, really, you know.
Yeah, and you have the luxury of, which most clubs don't, you've a revolving door of young ones coming through all of the time, because you've won so many titles, 5 or 6 titles in a row, minor and under 16A, like, so like the likes of Shannon Corcoran and Cora Kinney, like, to have them to come in, like, obviously they'd be starting if they were in full health, but like, I'm sure the girl that's starting before them is every bit as good, which they always are. And like, even, you know, when Niamh was out there for a couple of months, you know, like, there's young ones always to come through. Like, you've a savage panel, you know, and kudos to you. That's why you've won as much as you've won, and you're still going strong. Like, so I suppose all we have to say is the best of luck to you on Sunday. And I have the blue on a bit for Thomas. There's a bit of green there in my in the crest, the grass in her. But Aine has just joined us, so Siobhan, if you want to say hello to her for a few minutes, because I'm sure you won't be saying hello on Sunday.
We'll be lucky enough, we'll be far in the pitch, so we won't even see each other, I say, Siobhan, will we?
No, geez, yeah, stay away.
Thanks for the God. Thanks for the God for me.
Well, Aine and Siobhan, if you want to stay on just for a minute or two, and I suppose, Aine, we were just saying there that the matchups are probably the most important thing on Sunday, and like Sarsfields, they're no strangers to finals. They're not going to be in any way, shape or form panicked about the game. What's the life in your camp now, or are girls high about it, or what's the hype like at the minute?
Look, I think so far the enjoyment has been great, and in the camp the buzz has been good. You know, I think for ourselves we're in bonus territory now. We never expected to get to a final even at that much. So I think for us now, we're just I suppose, living in the moment and enjoying everything that's come the last week and last 2 weeks even, with being in the finals, you know, because we never expected to be in this situation. I don't think this time last year. So, yeah, we're just enjoying it. And as you said there, we're looking forward to the game and the matchups, and hopefully it'll be a good spectacular game for anyone that, you know, comes on Sunday.
Well, that's it. And it's amazing for you that you've got there and you're there by Murray. Now, some would say that you got the easier side of the run. What would you say to that? This is the same people that's telling me that hoping Siobhan Mcgrath will give me some
I know that now, but you're looking, you just take every game as it comes. Like, you know, I wouldn't say we got any easier. We were playing Sarsfields first, and after that, like yourselves and Davis, that was our group. Like, that was by no means an easy group. Like,
the people that said that to me, Aine, I was like, what? They're after playing us.
Yeah, there you go.
So I was like, all right, okay.
So we were just happy to get out of the group, the minute else. So yeah, I suppose I don't know. It's I don't think we definitely got an easy run now, but we definitely, you know, had to stick at it, and I suppose we took every game as it came. You know, we know, as I said, we no expectations for this year, so we just said, you know, just take it as it comes, and it was the same final. It was just another game for us, and yeah,
that's it. No, it's brilliant. It's brilliant to be there. And after coming up, you were in the final in 2019, and it was Sarsfields that bet you that day. That was in Loughrea. Siobhan, can you remember that? Sure, why would she? Sure, she's so many ones, she doesn't know which to switch. They're all merged.
No, I remember. Yeah, geez, I remember that well. Yeah. No, yeah, we were actually, it was the year before that we got bet to IFA.
Say that again. I didn't hear you there. Tell the truth, you still hurt after that one, because
definitely, yeah. You always remember the ones you lose. Definitely, yeah. They definitely stick out a bit more.
But it is funny, Siobhan, actually.
Yeah.
That in 2018, like, and Aine, you might listen to this now as well, because it could be the same for you. You never know. Like, in 2018, we were never going as bad.
Yeah.
Up along, and we were literally called the shower of no hopers, and it just the turn of a game, and we were going against the grain, and it just, like, you're always in a final. When you're in a final, you're always in it until it's over. And I know that one, we probably should have won 1 or 2 before that, you know.
Yeah.
And we lost them. And the one we shouldn't have won, which was 2018, we won that one. So you're saying, Siobhan, that we're the last crowd that bet you in the final. So Aine, put that to bed.
That's
See what happens, but
yeah.
he better set you actually in the semi-final at IFA, so I remember that one well actually, and he went on a moment then. I was like, oh, here we go.
We milked that one out, so we did.
Absolutely.
That is for sure.
Get it right.
So Siobhan, I'm conscious now that you're online for a while in there. So if you need to go, you can love us and leave us. And
Perfect.
the very best of luck on Sunday. I'll be up there shouting for both of you. Just looking forward to a really good game, and hope that everyone will come out and watch a great game, we hope, of Camogie, and the very best of luck. And also, your juniors are in a final as well. You're winning all sides. You've the junior D one already. Your junior A's are in the final on Saturday, I believe, in Killimer, isn't it?
Killimer, yeah. They're playing Tuam in the junior A final. So hoping that they, I suppose, get the weekend off to a good start. Especially our junior Ds won last weekend as well. So it's good time for the club, really. You know, we're going well. I suppose at the adult grade, even to have 3 adult teams fielding is really good. You know.
It's fantastic. Fair play to you. And will Ruan, Neve's little lad, will he be the mascot on the day?
he has his little Saracens jersey got now anyway, so he'll be happy out in it. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Take it all in. Yeah.
Well, the best of luck, Siobhan, and thanks a million for coming on. We'll get you on. I like the top as well, by the way.
It's a nice vintage one, yeah. Thanks,
we'll see you later.
See ya. Bye.
Thanks a million. No, Anya, we're on our own, now you can tell the truth what's happening.
Stop.
No, it's great to be in a final, obviously. Geez, the last time you were there was 2019. You were only 17 then, and you've come up from senior B. You went down senior B in 2020, like a year after being in a county senior final. So what was the changes? Like, was it a change in the whole setup? I know, like, the likes of Caroline Murray, Sandra Tan, these like great servants to the game, and to like Thomas's mighty women, like they left obviously the panel, they retired, and you're back up again. Like it's brilliant.
Yeah, look, I suppose we never could have expected, probably after that 2019 final loss, I suppose going down the following year, none of us probably would have expected to be back up where we are today, and that's just being honest about it. As you've mentioned there, Caroline and Sandra, obviously Sandra played up to last year. Now she was involved in one of the senior B last year, which is great. Like, it was mighty. But yeah, Caroline and Dee and servants of to St. Thomas for the last number of years, and probably in one case maybe kept the club to where it was for so many years as well. Sure. Unbelievable players. And even for myself, as you alluded there, like in 2019 I was 17 that final, and I actually was in the full forward line in 2019 with. It was me, Caroline, and Sandra actually was in the full forward line that day.
Yeah.
So, like, to see, I learned an awful lot from them as players. I suppose to now be back in the final, and look at it. Sandra's obviously still involved with us in the management and stuff like that. But
of course, she might tug out too. There's fear of her. She has some touch.
You never know. You never know with Sandra. She's able to do anything. She's capable of doing anything. So you never know. But
and yeah,
yeah, it took a while to rebuild. Dee as well.
Yeah, sure. Dee has been around like for years and a great servant to the club as well, and in the background with the hurling club and the Camogie club. So I'm sure Dee won't be too far away.
No, and Dee, like, in fairness, any of the girls, even Claire Foreland, the ones gone before us, like, you can go up to them any day or give them a shout or whatever, and they're always there for a quiet word or a piece of advice or anything, for us younger players as well. And that's unbelievable to have that kind of asset, I suppose, as a player, and to have them kind of players to be able to, I suppose, rely on and ask questions or whatever it may be that we might need. Like, might need advice on anything. It could be anything.
Exactly.
So to have them, it's great, to be honest.
Like, you have a great mix of kind of young and more experienced players there, and we spoke about matchups and stuff. Like, Fiona Burke there and full back, and the opposite end of it then, like, she's a very strong player there in the backs. There's not going to be too much getting through to her, getting through her. And like Heather, centre back, like, you've great central players there, kind of Orla and Aoife ahead. Will she go midfield?
Ashley probably, yeah. Look, she probably will. Obviously, we don't know yet, but they have their team. But look at it, it probably won't be much of a different or changed team to what's probably gone out previously, and Look at this.
And I'm sure you spoke about it, I'm sure, of the matchups, because obviously we know with Sarsfields, like, you have to have your homework done with them. We've been watching them for years. They excel at like All Ireland 11 and everything, and we know that the engine of that team, and everything goes through midfield, through Niamh. So like, that'll be a very important player that'll mark her, and that could be down to Orla Mullins as well, or Aisling. But I'm sure whoever gets the job of doing it, they'll revel in it. Like, but how are the nerves in the camp, like with some of the girls that have obviously not played in a county final, because you haven't like been in one since 2019. And a lot of these girls, you were lucky enough at 17 you were able to play. A lot of these girls haven't. So how's the nerves in the camp? What way are they dealing with it at the minute? What way is your management dealing with it?
Look, I suppose it's I wouldn't really say it's much nerves. I'd say it's more excitement, to be honest, than anything. Because yeah, obviously for a lot of the girls, it's going to be their first ever senior A final, and that's just the way it is. And look, I suppose we've kind of spoke to them over the last couple of weeks, since we've got to the final, and we just told them to enjoy it, and because these days don't come around very often, and I think that's the biggest thing we've kind of tried to get across to them, that we're privileged to be in a senior A final. There's so many players out there that would love to be there, and that's the reality of it, So we're just delighted to be there, and I think the girls have kind of fed off that, and kind of they've kind of stood back and said, okay, we actually are very lucky, and I think that's kind of taken away probably from the nerves a small bit, hopefully. But yeah, it's just trying to, I suppose, keep them calm, and it's just another game at the day, and that's the way it is, and that's kind of the way we've treated it, because as I said to you before, we're in bonus challenge now. We never expect to get here the way it is, so we're just, I suppose, delighted to be here, and that's the biggest thing. And anything that comes after, making an appearance on Sunday is a bonus to us. And look at that's, I think, for the girls,
now that you're in it, but you're in it now. Like, there's no point in stopping now and holding back now. Do you know what I mean?
I suppose that's exactly it. Like.
Yeah, 2018, we weren't given a chance in Hill. So I just want a good game, like a good kind of solid game, that it's a great game of Camogie, which I'm sure it will be anyway. Do you know?
Yeah, look at.
And you've the support every side of you. The lads are in the semi-final as well. Like, there's always, like, there's no shortage of silverware up there, but maybe it's the turn of the women this time. You know what I mean? And I'm sure the lads would stand back if you did.
The lads are serious role models. To every young person in the club, and I suppose even for us as Camogie players, to be the female side of the club, we look up to them lads for what they've achieved in the last 6 years, but also I suppose the last 10. Do you know what I mean? And we have always kind of hoped that we could just, I suppose, try and get to somewhat their level, but obviously we'll never reach that, because what they've achieved over the last 6 years and going for 7 in a row, like, obviously, as you alluded to, they're in the semi-final on Saturday, and that could go anyway, but hopefully they'll be in the final as well in 2 weeks' time. But what they've achieved has been incredible, and there has been no shortage of silverware, but we're hoping that we can add to that pile. And like, even winning the Senior B last year was just incredible for us. It really was.
You bet Clarebridge, Anya, wasn't it? You bet Clarebridge in the Senior B.
Yeah, we went to replay.
Yeah, and they're now in the Senior B final against Salt Hill Knocknacarra. And Salt Hill Knocknacarra are a brilliant Cumming team as well. Edel Murphy out there she's done massive work down through the years. And I think Molly Dunn now is in the backroom team, and Molly's always a good one to have in a backroom team. So that'll be another great final as well. And that's the curtain raiser to years. So it's going to be a great spectacle of Camogie on the day. And, in the 120th year of Camogie, wouldn't it be a nice one to put into the back pocket?
Absolutely. But we were discussing at the last day of training, and we were saying, like, that's going to be such a great game, because they're two excellent teams. And like, even last year we played both of them, and like we went extra time last year in the semi-final against Salt Hill, and obviously we went extra time and replay against Clarebridge in the final. Like, so there really are two excellent teams, and they're, as you said, there's a lot of good work that's gone on in both of them clubs underage, and look, it's lets them being in the Senior B final now. And I suppose if you look at us and what we've achieved in 1 year being up Senior A, they could do the exact same. Whoever wins in that final on Sunday, and be up Senior A next year and give it a go. And
do you find much difference now compared to? Do you find much difference? Obviously, you've played Senior A before, but it's probably a few years ago. Did you find much of a difference, much of a step up?
To be honest, no. To be honest, actually, no. I think having played Senior B not that long ago, or Senior A, not that long ago, has helped with the kind of, I suppose, change up to Senior A. But I think, to be honest, Senior B standards is excellent, and it has been for the last 3 years we were involved in it. It was excellent, and it's so physical, it's so fast. Like obviously, Senior A probably is touching faster on the ball and stuff like that, but no, like to be honest, there's not much of a difference. And that's
I was
that's
saying
a
to
credit.
Siobhan there as well. I was saying to Siobhan that, like, you know, over the last couple of games, obviously there's been a couple of replays or extra time or whatnot, so there's very little between the last couple of teams. But we played Carnmore, you know, throughout the year, but they were one of our, we'd have to say they were one of our strongest, better teams that we played, even though we bet them, and we got beaten by teams that we should have bet. But I felt Carnmore were very good this year, even though they didn't, you know, it didn't show it on any time that they played. But I thought they were, you know, it shows that teams are coming up. But I suppose they're gone now. They're gone back down to Senior B. So it was a pity for them.
But as you said, they're an excellent team as well. And I think that's why it's such a good championship this year, because all the teams are so close. And that's the biggest thing about it. And I know they probably didn't get results they would have liked, but it's just the nature of how close this championship has been and how tight teams have been. And obviously, they're going to Senior B. But look at, like, if someone would have said to us, we went down Senior B, we back up Senior A this year, you know, we'd have taken their hand off, you know. And at the time, we did need to go down. We did need to go down and rebuild. And I suppose, as you said, like, or some of our more experienced players like Dee and Caroline did step away. So it was for the younger players to get them blooded and get them kind of into setup and, you know, have really competitive games in Senior B. And I suppose that year we went down, we got bet by everyone. I mean, we got hockey by everyone that year, to be honest, in Senior A. So
anything can happen in Camogie, sure, we know that. And
anything, yeah.
And it does. And every game is so different. Like, you could go out tomorrow and play a team, and then you could go out another day and you could be bet well by them. But I suppose
your panel is huge, like, and having the availability of players as well, like, you know. So now,
speaking of your panel, you have a full bill of health. I was asking Sarah, because obviously have you know, injury doubts, but like Amy Caulfield there for you, came on in the semi-final, scored 2 points, you know, great to have her back. And she had a thumb injury, but like, obviously this is giving a headache for your management team now. But do you stick with what, you know, a winning team has, or do you upset the team and start? So that's obviously not yours, but isn't it a great predicament to be in, to have her back and whatnot? But you're all set for Sunday, like. Yeah,
Amy was unlucky. I suppose she picked up the injury at the wrong time, to be honest, and she missed, and so was Lorraine Cohen. Lorraine Cohen missed the first, was it 1 or 2 rounds of the championship as well with an injury. So
you couldn't keep Lorraine Cohen down, though.
No, you couldn't. No, you couldn't. No, she'll find some way of getting on the pitch, I tell you.
She'll have a good battle now with Laura Ward as well. That'll be good.
She will indeed, yeah.
And yourself, you'll be Anne Maria Cooney or maybe Claudia McGrath or someone like that, and I'm sure there'll be skinny hair flying between you. But
look at there will be, but look at I think at the end of the day, like, Maria Cooney, I've known Maria for years, and I've the height of respect for her, and look at what she's achieved as a player has been unbelievable. And I suppose what they've all achieved has been unbelievable. You know, we can talk about our lads, but at the end of the day, the Saskatoon's women have been just as good, if not, you know, as good as them lads and what they've achieved as well. So, like, any club team that's gone for 6 in a row and county titles is no bad team, and they'll probably go down as one of the best club teams in the county, to be honest, and deservedly so, regardless of what happens Sunday or regardless of what happens in the future for what they've achieved so far. And I think we can both agree on that as a team.
It's a good job Harky's not with me. She'd be elbowing me. Pierce's might be
doing that. I know, yeah. I know
you
that too.
You weren't born, so that's okay.
I wasn't born, yeah. I wouldn't be up to date in history now, but I know there was definitely a good few years there. Clymer went well, and Pierce went well, and there's a lot of good teams.
Yeah, sure. It's nice to see it going on, and sometimes when a Camogie team gets a good run of it, look, fair play to them. They're doing massive work over there. Mike and Hopper, like, they're doing brilliant. But listen to me, I suppose all I can say on you is the very best of luck to you. I know I won't be holding you, and I'll see you up there anyway, for sure. I haven't seen you in a while. Yes, the last time I seen you, you wanted, like, we were playing on each other actually, and I remember it was funny. We were in a tussle or whatever, and the 2 hurls went on the ground. I picked up the nearest hurl to
the nearest one. Might be my one, but you took away
Yeah, but no, Anya. Listen, the best of luck to you. You know, you've a great chance there. Just embrace it. Don't listen to the negativity or the noise. I suppose all you can do is it's 60 minutes, 15 on 15. You've a mammoth task ahead, but Camogie people know that you're there on merit, and let's hope that it's a great 60 minutes or 70 minutes, who knows, 80 minutes.
Who knows?
Okay, and that the weather holds out and we get plenty out supporting yourselves and supporting Sarsfields down that end. And we're closer to the neighbours. So thanks a million.
You have the Thomas flag, hopefully.
Yeah, for the day that's in
it. For the one day. So one day,
Yeah.
Just one day.
So come here, Anya, mind yourselves, and thanks a million for coming on.
Thanks a million for having me.